Hey you guys, I'm Brian Paul, and it's time for some more PlayStation VR breaking news. First up, and I can't believe I'm even saying this, but Don't Knock Twice, here in the States, finally has a patch for full locomotion and smooth turning. Now I tried this earlier with a DualShock 4, and I have to say that it works pretty well. It's not perfect, turning's pretty slow and there's no option to speed things up, and navigating the house suddenly feels like you're driving a bumper car, but it's totally playable, and I'm glad it's here. Next up, you might have noticed on PSVR this week that we had absolutely no information to tell you about Rollercoaster Tycoon Joyride. Well, courtesy of Upload VR, we finally know a few things. Most importantly, the entire game doesn't support VR. In fact, the only thing that supports VR are the roller coaster rides themselves. Everything else is done outside of VR. And speaking of everything else, this isn't your typical Rollercoaster Tycoon game. There's no park management or simulation mechanics. It's 100% about building, sharing, and riding roller coasters. And as a side note, there's no move support, which probably doesn't make a difference because you can't build the roller coasters in VR anyway. Next up, and I know this one's a stretch, but John Mack, the senior producer over at XDev Studios, the developers behind the Wipeout Omega collection, just tweeted, quote, "This will be a very, very good week," end quote. Now, obviously that could mean a million different things. But what it means to us is that the PSVR patch for the Wipeout Omega collection is coming this week. Well, fingers crossed. Next up, it wouldn't be a great breaking news report without the announcement of a new PlayStation VR game. And this one seems right up my alley. It's called Home Sweet Home, and it actually launched on Steam September 27th of last year. It's currently going for $17 and has extremely positive reviews. The game's about a guy named Tim who's being hunted by a female spirit. From what we know, the gameplay focuses around stealth. You're never armed with any weapons, so running and hiding are always your best options. And just last week at GDC, the developers stated in an interview that they're shooting for a fall release for PlayStation VR. And then finally, we have one copy of the European version of the American Dream to give away, courtesy of loyal GameCat David Segerson and publisher Perp Games. So first, make sure you can play European games on your PS4, and then second, follow us on Twitter at Parole Games. Tweet at us and let us know that you want the key, and then in about 48 hours we'll pick someone at random. Alright you guys, that's all the breaking news I have for you today, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the latest PlayStation VR reviews, Let's Plays, podcasts, and of course breaking news. As always, I'm Brian Paul, and I love you all.